Previously on Mandalorian the book of Boba Fett.
This is it. It's all led up to this moment, and I can hardly look. This is the burning question I've had the entire time. Bantha! You did it! You made the Bantha babies! Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine from the Geeky Puppet Show. Here on the Geeky Puppet Show, reviewing the season finale of the Book of Boba Fett. And of course, joining me, as always, is our reliable Zach.
What's up, everyone? Good morning or good evening, depending on how you look at your clock.
Yes. Well, we haven't Bad Batch something since the Bad Batch.
Since the Bad Batch, that is true. And hopefully we'll get to Bad Batch more in the future. Whenever Bad Batch comes back around.
Well, season 2's been in the works, and I heard that they're aiming for a May release date. But if they have Kenobi in May, then I doubt it.
Unless they just give us 2 shows at once, which would be actually really fun.
Yes.
But, who knows? We'll see. We'll find out.
Well, Frog, I don't think it's a bad batch. It's a good. It's not a Bad Batch episode. So
yeah, exactly. There's no batch to be found. Although I would say there's a batch of characters. No, okay, yeah, it's late. Leave me alone.
Listen, he is right. There's a lot of characters here, and it's all led up to this, which is
it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed batch. It's a mixed batch. It's
They're getting worse, Zach.
They are. I should stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So there's a little marker right here.
Just so you know, there it is going across. We are going to be talking about the show. So if you care, why are you here? Go watch the show and then come back and catch it on the replay.
This episode, it has a lot of cool moments, and it's all led up to them walking into Sanctuary, where the beautiful, beautiful Twi'lek owner was blown up. We miss her every day.
Rest in peace, you beautiful headtails. Although I don't know if they like that term. That one guy seemed like it was kind of a slur. I don't know if it is or not. But still.
I don't know. He didn't act that way whenever what's her name said it.
Yeah, Mechanic Lady. You're correct. Yeah. So maybe it's not.
No, I don't know. Maybe it just depends.
Maybe
she has the pass.
She has the pass. She has the Twi'lek pass.
The Twi'lek pass. That's right. She can say whatever she wants. Yep. But I wish I could really go into moments here, but it's just hard to explain because it's all just this big final battle. That's what it is. Cad Bane says at the beginning, "I know how to draw out Boba Fett." Goes to Sanctuary, where they've decided to hole up because the teenagers are like, "I'm not leaving," and
stupid teenagers.
Yeah,
sorry, just is. It's just you want to draw them away from the town. You don't want to be stuck in the town you're trying to protect. You want to draw the bad guys away, dumb teenagers. But I digress.
Yeah, because the city goes running whenever the violence starts coming up, and all of the heads at the table that he invited over for dinner, they shared a nice meal, broke open a couple bottles of wine. They got along really well, but they all betrayed Boba Fett.
What a shock! Like, I know we're supposed to be surprised by it, but
I'm not surprised at all.
It was a Trandoshan, and that one guy at the other end, the only other guy that spoke English, like. He had a backstabby vibe, so not super surprised by that.
No. And I love that Cad Bane pretty much wanted war because he went there and he says, "Oh, I'm here to wait, I'm here to negotiate for the peace." And you hear Boba Fett say, I don't negotiate with gutless murderers." And pretty much Cad Bane looks at him. Pot, meet kettle. We're both black.
We're the same. Well, he's blue.
Tamara Morrison isn't black either.
Yeah, he's not. He's kind of tanned, out in the desert. But yeah, no, it was yeah, no, it was Cad Bane. So Cad Bane in this episode was really cool. I felt he was gonna like pull Boba into being the ruthless killing villain that we all know him from being, like in Clone Wars, and if you read any of the EU books, it felt like there were a few moments where we might get that, but then it was just like, no, we're not. He's still gonna be this honorable guy.
Consider this my final lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Oh, I gotta say it like that. Listen, I don't know what else to say. Well, you might watch. Well, if you're going to watch, because he sounds like Captain Boomerang. listen. I do not do. I think I do a decent, like a subpar impression
of Cad Bane. Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't bad.
Oh, I was talking about Boba Fett.
Oh, about Boba Fett. Oh no, I think you do a better Boba Fett impersonation than Cad Bane. So
thank you.
Yeah. Unless the frog just thinks that all people in that part of the globe sound the same. Tamara Morrison? He's New Zealand, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's a New Zealand actor.
He's not Australian, so unless the frog is just racist, thinking everybody over there sounds the same.
Hashtag cancel Froggy. There you go.
But anyway.
Also, speaking of people coming back for the very end, Grogu, he is dropped off by R2, and he's wearing the what's it called?
The chainmail, the Beskar,
the shirt, as Mando calls it.
The shirt. Yeah. So, which makes sense, because they weren't going to have a whole lot of scenes with Grogu and Luke together off wherever Luke is. I think it's just too costly with the deep faking and the technology stuff. So, yeah, he's back. And of course, when they give him the Naboo starfighter, there's the empty spot, the baby seat. So,
tap. No.
Yeah, that would get obnoxious. Like if it were me, I would eject that baby. If that was me. Like, okay, you've tapped that glass too many times. Eject, just goes flying off into space. I'm sorry. I don't care. Make it your crying noises all you want to.
Listen, what you made him do. You're upsetting the baby.
I don't care. He's not in my house, so I don't care. He's out in the deserts of Tatooine with you.
Yeah, that's true. But oh no, random banthas. So you prefer the banthas back here? Wow.
I mean, I like banthas. They're all right. So yeah, but a lot of.
He does point out that he's not like you.
Frog, I don't know if you heard this on an earlier stream. We're now charging super chats for burns at me now. So if you're gonna burn me, you got to pay at least $2. You got to go to the Ko-Fi, drop $2 for that burn now. So
that's right.
We'll be looking out for that.
But I don't know what else to really get into other than the specific things. We have them in a struggle. They get in a struggle after the war comes. Everybody's betrayed, and they're all meeting back at Sanctuary. But then these two giant-ass droids come out, and
those were cool. I put those in the pro column.
No, that's pro. It's not disparaging. They come out, and they start shooting, so they have to separate. They're trying to separate the two of them, and you see, Boba basically look at Mando and say, let me go get a friend. And he disappears, and Mando's like, you don't have any friends left!
Yeah, Mando did have some really cool line. He's like, we got trouble. And then the droids come out, we got real trouble. I don't know why that line just made me laugh, just his delivery of it. No, you know what I thought they were going to do? Because there was a scene where Boba is like between the two droids and he's like flamethrowering one of them with the shield generator. I thought what they were going to do was they were going to have the two droids shoot at each other and break each other's shield generators. I thought for sure that's where they were going, but
when Mando pulls out the Darksaber to try to stab, I swore that lightsabers could get through those shields. I could be misremembering, but
I remember. You know what? I don't remember if they go through. I would have assumed. I thought for sure it was, but unless.
because I guess you could say it's stronger, but it reminds me of the turret droids from Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm. Well, they reminded me of the shield generators that be around the destroyer droids, or the droidicas, whatever they're called. But I remember the lightsabers being able to go through those. I think, but they were smaller, so maybe that's why. But anyway, yeah, but that's all this episode was just a bunch of confrontation. Like it wasn't like in finales. I don't think finales are really a good time to have a bunch of character building. I think that final confrontations and everything is what finales are meant for, and there was a lot of that. Last episode we thought that we saw Cad Bane. He shot Cobb Vanth and that annoying deputy. Deputy is dead. And then we hear that Cobb Vanth is dead, shot down in cold blood. But so all the people from Freetown, they show up and they come and help out, defend the town. And we have the Power Rangers. I mean, those modded teenagers on their moped speeders. They help out. We lose Rip, rest in peace. The Gamorrean guards, they get thrown off a cliff. Really tragic. So a lot of blasting. A lot of laser blasting, a lot of fighting, which is cool. I like the action stuff. I like seeing the Mandalorian and Boba Fett fly around on jetpacks, and that was really cool stuff. But and then, yeah, Boba goes to get a friend, and he comes back. Comes back riding the Rancor, which yeah, we hadn't really seen the Rancor since it was like what, episode 3?
Yep,
or maybe
it was
4?
introduced. I think it was 4 because
I think it was 4.
Introduced, and at the very end it's like, okay, well, I want to ride this baby tonight. Yeah,
right. And the trainer's like, okay, well, we'll train you. We'll start training this thing to ride, and that's it. Didn't hear or see anything about the Rancor for like 3 episodes.
And
just shows up.
Yeah, it just shows up at the end, and it's cool to see.
It is.
When it's destroying the droid, and you have Mando come in with the Darksaber afterwards. You got their
really cool
reunion with Grogu. It's all there. It's just there.
It's a really cool scene, but there's just no. I feel it would just mean more if you saw Boba training to ride it, I guess. Again, it's a cool scene, and then of course, I mean, he's got to be upstaged in his own show, so Grogu comes along and stops the rampaging Rancor afterwards, and
because it leads to the final fight the final fight for Boba really is with Cad Bane. Cad Bane is able to scare off the Rancor with some
with the fire. Apparently, the Rancor is Frankenstein's monster.
I think there actually is something about them being afraid of fire. But
is there really? Oh, okay. Well,
I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. I'm just pretty sure there's something about that. But it's there, and he deals with it, and we get a cool duel between Cad Bane and Boba Fett, and Cad Bane is just shooting his shoulders, knocks him to the ground. It seems to be the end once he pulls off that helmet, but then Boba Fett uses his Baki stick or whatever, and
just like pulls it and twirls it around, and it's like I thought he was gonna do because Boba Fett's all about honor now. He's not a villainous scum bounty hunter, unfortunately, but he's all about honor. So I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna let Cad Bane walk away. No, just goes and straight up stabs him in the chest. Rip Cad Bane.
He hits the floor, and then we get a long stare at him. He doesn't leave the stick in, but it's just.
Yeah, I've heard some people say like the little vest, like he's got like lights on his shirt. They were still blinking, so some people are like, oh, maybe he's still alive. Maybe, I don't know. It is kind of unfortunate, especially if you're a big Cad Bane fan, because I like the character from Clone Wars.
I was telling you before. I know I have a brother. I've had a couple brothers actually, and I was watching with one, and I was sitting there, and he has never seen a lick of Star Wars. Okay, so these shows, he's seen the movies, and he's seen this show in Mandalorian. Okay, and he saw Cad Bane in this episode and said, why didn't they just give this guy a show? He's like the coolest one there. He barely knows him. He didn't watch any of the cartoons, so he doesn't know Cad Bane, but he knows he's cool.
Yes, I think Cad Bane would make for an awesome show if that show wasn't being made by Disney. Because I think Disney would try to turn him. They would do to Cad Bane what they're doing to Boba Fett now. They wouldn't have him be the villain, like the bad guy, the scummy guy. I think they would try to make him a more honorable-ish person. Maybe I could be wrong.
I don't think so. I think there was a case for Boba Fett because he was just he was just a bounty hunter before, and then you have the time that they filled in with Sand People, and Sand People taught him honor.
There is. I can understand that. Yeah, the Sand People that killed
Cad Bane would come if he could come out of the Sarlacc pit because he doesn't have armor. He wouldn't be able to. But if he came out of there and he had the Sand People, he would have shot the child in the face.
Oh yeah, no,
the child. He would kill the men, but the women and children too.
Oh, he would kill them all. But yeah, I mean, no, Cad Bane certainly was, and it is kind of a bummer, at least at first glance here, that we'll only have these couple of episodes to see him in live action form. But yeah, Boba kills him, and the day is saved. Fennec Shand, world-class assassin, goes off and kills all of the gang heads. So she kills like the leader of the Pikes. The leader.
I would, but you're just saying the same. You're not putting anything that I can really pull up here, Froggy. It's not a conversation about the show.
Yeah. But yeah, she goes and she kills the mayor, the Ithorian mayor. She kills. Yep. That was the coolest one where she like sends the rap down and like hangs them. That's actually. I take back my previous comment. Disney can do violence when they want to do violence. But yeah, so she kills. So apparently, Boba is now the de facto stand-in mayor, perhaps, of Mos Eisley or Mos Espa.
Well, he's the ruler. He is ruling the Tatooine cities, protecting them from the evil. I can't put the Ko-Fi link in the description right now, Froggy, so stop. But as I was saying, that's the end right there. We see Mando with the baby Yoda, and
he takes baby Yoda. They go back off to Season 3, which is supposedly coming out in December now. Rumors are that Mando Season 3 will air in December, just in time for Life Day or Christmas.
Really? I haven't heard anything about Mando Season 3, and they don't tell us anything. In fact, the only thing at the end of this is... Oh, you left a Ko-Fi. Okay, well, I will pull it up then. What am I pulling up? Oh, the Zach quote, right?
The Zach quote? Where he burned me?
Yes.
He burned me like the inside of the Rancor's mouth if he was the Mandalorian. But supposedly Mando Season 3. Supposedly. It's just a rumor right now, but they're saying it will come out around Christmas time. So I think it was the same person or the same source that said Obi-Wan should be coming out around May. But we'll see. Overall though, this episode, I think, and you know what? I hate to say this too, because I thought that he did do really well directing an episode of The Mandalorian. It's the Robert Rodriguez directed episodes. I feel like they're the most.
There's the link right there for people who want to see.
There you go. And you can also leave a few dollars if you feel so inclined. If you think we're providing entertainment and adequate Star Wars coverage.
I mean, where else are you going to get the clever sketches at the beginning?
That's true.
As Froggy says, he's paid $2 to say, "Leave us money."
Send us money so we can take care of the Banthas.
We have to pay for the Bantha babies.
We must save the Bantha babies.
That's right. It's in my child support.
It's alimony. I just turned into British there. I don't know how.
I got too comfortable with the Bantha. They're my Bantha babies.
The mama Bantha abandoned you and just left you with the Bantha babies.
Alrighty.
Okay. Well, then there's the end credit scene. So there is an actual that this episode has an end credit scene, which on the one hand I like it, and then on the other hand I'm like, why? So Cobb Vanth, Timothy Oliphant's character, one of my personal favorite characters on Tatooine, he is turned out to be alive after we were told he was dead. Boba,
He's like this.
he's like he's laying down. He's in Boba's bacta tank, but he's alive, or he's about to be alive. And unfortunately, that's the good part. The bad part is the Cyberpunk 2077 guy who saved Fennec Shan's life is apparently about to operate on him. That's the part I'm like, why? Why does it? They gave him his own poster, the Cyberpunk guy.
They did not.
They gave him his own. So they did like these character posters for different characters in Boba Fett. They do it for Mandalorian too. The Cyberpunk guy gets his own poster. I think he said like 2 lines in the episode that he was saving Fennec Shand in. Maybe 3 lines. But yeah, he got his own poster. I think they're hyping up this mod guy a lot. I don't know why. But yeah, so the bottom line of it, though, is that Cobb Vanth is apparently still going to live. They'll probably use him in Mando Season 3 or Boba Fett, if Boba Fett does get a Season 2.
Okay. I have received a Ko-Fi, and that is what it is. That is what Froggy's referring to. I'm sorry, it doesn't show up in the chats like a super chat, and I didn't get an email notification. But he wanted me to go ahead and read it off. So all it says is, Zach isn't funny. That is the message.
There's a cat somewhere out there that probably agrees with them. That's okay.
Garfield?
No, he's actually meaner than Garfield.
What? Meaner than Garfield?
He's a black cat, so maybe he'll come in and he'll say I'm picking on him because he's black. But
wow, that's pretty evil.
It's pretty evil, right?
What an evil black cat.
What an evil black cat.
But anyway, yes, that is the end. This mod guy is probably going to fix up Cobb Vanth, and honestly, why?
I mean, we'll get more Cobb Vanth, which makes me happy.
When Season 2 of The Mandalorian ended, and it popped up with the words, after Boba Fett kills off, what's his name?
Bib Fortuna. That end credit scene was actually cooler than probably half of this episode. Probably half of the season.
That is sadly true. Overall, there's no reason to care. Like, I like Cobb Vanth well enough, but I don't care enough for him to get an in-credit scene. You could have just had the Weegway, is that what they're called? The Weegway?
Yes. Yeah, that guy from this town, the bartender guy, yeah.
The Weegway bartender, just have him say, "Oh yeah, he shot him. He's barely alive." Just say that. Don't say shot him down in cold blood like he's dead. That's all we needed. But instead, you have an in-credit scene that leads to nowhere. Whereas when you had it before for Mando Season 2, it led perfectly into this. And now it's just meh.
We don't know if Boba is getting a Season 2. Like at the end of Mando Season 2, it said, "Hey, Book of Boba Fett, it's going to be a series." Sometimes we get like a Mandalorian will return, something like that. Nothing here that makes you think, "Oh, Boba Fett's coming back."
Because it ends in a way that Tatooine is now a decent place to live, I guess.
Yeah, it does end. It does end on a very. If it's just a 1-season show, it has the ending of a 1-season show, which kind of bumps me out because I would like to see more Boba. Well, I would like to see more good Boba Fett, which probably means less Robert Rodriguez directed Boba Fett. His episodes weren't the strongest.
It's really weird because Robert Rodriguez, he directed a great episode of Mandalorian. But Boba Fett here, he's just not. I don't know. I just feel like there's something missing there, and it's not as good. The best thing about Boba Fett is everybody else around him. Even Fennec Shand is better than actually Boba Fett. And I'm not.
Mando, Grogu, Mechanic Lady, even. I mean, so it's just.
And she dated a Jawa. Jeez.
Yeah, the Wookiee. that rips off the Trandoshan's arm. Chrysanthemum. I think they call him Santo now, which is kind of weird. Almost sounds like Santa. But I mean, yeah, it's
Well,
just like
I was actually reading a comic not too long ago,
yeah.
and there's actually in a Vader book where he has to deal with Boba Fett. Not deal with him. He has a task for him.
Oh,
But
that deal.
Black Christensen's there with him, right by his side. There could have been some sort of mention to the history there.
Yeah.
But no,
no, nothing like that. Well, that might be expecting a little bit too much of Disney to have that kind of strict level of canon. I know with Star Wars, they kind of sort of play fast and loose with some of the stuff. They overlook some stuff. Comic Book Frog says the show would have been more fun with you. This was not the show Gina Carano was going to be a part of. And actually, I don't think it would make sense for Cara Dune to be in this because she would be on the side of the law. And Boba Fett is, even though he's honorable, he is still technically a crime lord. So I don't think that would have made much sense.
No, at least when Grogu's there, he's there for Mando. Because Mando's his person now, so like, you're my daddy. That's it.
Pretty much.
I want to get. Speaking of the baby, I want to get his take on this episode. So, say something, Baby Yoda. That's a weird take. He is quite satisfied with it. He thinks he did a great job.
Oh, that's why. Because he
does stop the savage Rancor and then takes a nap by it. So
takes a nap right up next to him, cuddles up. It's like those Instagram videos you see of the little kitten sleeping next to the big dog. I mean, I think somebody just saw that. Like, hey, let's do that, but with Grogu and a Rancor. Mando was better. Look, the cast of Boba Fett, it's a solid cast. I mean, Tamura Morrison is a good actor. Fennec Shand, I do like the character of Fennec Shand. Cobb Vanth. They had a bunch of great cast members.
You have Cad Bane there. He's played by his original voice actor. It's great. Yeah. It's absolutely great. The problem is that it's kind of like it was half thrown together.
Yeah. It's not the last. It's like we say over when we're talking about comic books, it's not the problem's not the characters it's how it's told. And so it feels like, with Mandalorian, it feels like, hey, you had all these ingredients and you made a really great meal. This feels like you got great ingredients and you just kind of threw them all in a microwave and saw what you got.
And you got some good stuff in there. You got to eat a good part of your meal, but there's just part of this meal that's kind of, oh, what's that?
What's that funny taste? Funny taste in my mouth. I would say Mando is better.
I think it would go in the order of Mando Season 2, Mando Season 1, and then Book of Boba Fett at the bottom.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty solid. And honestly, like the best episodes of Boba Fett are the Mandalorian-centered ones.
I am going to go ahead and say, though, I don't think he was brought in to save the show. This isn't a CW show. This was all planned out, filmed way before it came out all together.
Yeah, right. They're not filming these episodes week to week. It was already done. So this was already planned well ahead of time to have 2 Mando and Grogu centered episodes at that point in the season. But Frog, why are you so gross?
He doesn't want to know what tastes so good in your mouth. Okay.
He's got a wrench too. I can't do anything about him. Doggone it.
Oh no.
I know he's the puppet, but
yeah, he's one of the puppets. We can't get rid of him.
We can't do anything.
But anyway, that is about the end here. There's not much more we can say. We're a little disappointed. I think that's all there is to say about it. We're a bit disappointed. We weren't disappointed with Bad Batch. We were there, and it was also kind of a mid-level show, but we didn't expect anything of it. It's like we were waiting to be suddenly surprised, and we weren't, so it was okay.
I think part of that I think the Bad Batch was a bunch of new characters.
Mhm.
This was Boba Fett, who is, established from original trilogy. He's been around for 30, 40 some odd years. So I guess we're kind of just expecting a bit more because it carried like Boba Fett and also Mandalorian, who's, been a really big part of Disney Plus. So yeah. Even if Planet seems they did it in case this show is maybe. I think that if I recall, if this is correct, and I might not be, but I think at like one of the Disney Plus days or something, Kathleen Kennedy or somebody from Lucasfilm said that a whole bunch of these shows, the Filoni shows, Filoni Favreau shows, were all supposed to tie in together. So like
Yeah.
when you had Boba Fett and Ahsoka, whenever that comes out, the Cara Dune show, which is now supposedly not happening, they were all supposed to tie in and blend together. So I think that that's why you had so much Mando. It does seem like that, though. It does seem, and it is unfortunate, the best episodes of Boba Fett are Mando centered. I think that they should still be good, but they shouldn't outshine Boba in his own right.
I think if they wanted to make it so that way, this is basically the Mandalorian verse now. It all connects to the Mandalorian. You should have just called this the title of this show itself is a subtitle. So just call it Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett. And you focus on Boba for most of the episodes, and then when Mando comes in, it makes sense.
Yeah. I could see that being the case.
And I think it would have been received completely differently because
we would have had the Mandalorian's name on the title. That would have alone gotten a lot of attention, I think, from people.
Yeah, but when you're watching it, this is basically just filling out the story of Boba Fett in between the time of Return of the Jedi and Mandalorian. That's what a good portion of this show is about. Okay. And it leads into him being the daimyo that he is now.
Yeah.
But that is the end. Thank you for joining us. We will definitely be here for the next Star Wars show whenever it comes out. We will be looking forward to reviewing that, whatever it may be.
Bad Batch, Kenobi, whatever.
Mando Season 3, even though
Mando Season 3 comes out supposedly around Christmas. I think the Ahsoka show is currently filming. So that'll be, whenever that comes around, I will definitely be.
And this fall, they're going to start filming Season 2 of Andor, even though Season 1 isn't out yet.
That's right. It's funny, some shows get Season 2 before like Season 1's even come out, and then other shows, Season 1 comes out, and you're like, are they doing a Season 2?
It's very confusing.
Looking at you, Boba Fett and Hawkeye. Looking at you.
We thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time, whatever it may be. We just want to say one last thank you, and may the Force be with you before we say bye!
Bye, Banthas! Y'all come back now.
Now it's time.
You hear?
Now it's time to go like a bantha.